Okay, my artist friends, today we're going to talk about drawing the proportions of the face because our first project we're going to be drawing a self-portrait. Now I always let my students use a pattern, but that's totally up to you. So I'm going to just go ahead and trace that real quick. Now, one thing you got to remember about a face is symmetrical, which means that whatever's on this side, generally on this side. Now that's not true for every single person, but as a general rule, whatever's on this side, we'll also find on this side. So we're going to draw a line down the middle. Now I'm going to draw this line lightly. I'm not going to press super hard because if I need to erase it, it won't show up too much. Now, generally when people want to draw the face, they want to put the eyes way up here, but that's actually drawing it on the forehead. The eyes are about halfway. So I'm going to draw a line across this way. Again, I'm going to draw lightly. Now, between the eyes and the chin, the bottom of your nose, the tip of your nose, is roughly about halfway. So I'm going to draw another line. And between your nose and your chin, the opening of your mouth is about a third of the way. So if I divide that line up into 3 sections, looks to be about like this much. I'm not measuring it, I'm kind of eyeballing it. Okay, so that's where everything goes, at least this way. Now by drawing these lines, I actually found out where I'm going to put the ears, because the ears are the same size as the nose. Again, generally speaking, so I'm going to draw one on this side, one on this side. Okay. Now, this is the eye line. When drawing the eyes, we want to make sure that we also have them in the same places on both sides. So the middle of the eye is going to be roughly the middle of this line. 1, 2. Yeah, it's going to look a little bit like a robot as I'm drawing. So when I draw the eyes, I always start with the outside. Some people want to draw the eyeball first. I always start with the outside of the eye because it kind of looks like a football shape or an almond. Half of it's going to be below the line. Now you want to make sure that you draw 2 that are roughly the same size. And then of course, above the line. Now once I have that in place, then I can go ahead and add the iris of the eyes. Now, I am going to do some erasing, so I'm going to take out this middle stuff here. This is why, again, I drew lightly. It's kind of important. So yeah, it looks a little bit like a robot at this stage. So when I draw the eyeballs, I'm not going to see the whole circle. Actually, I'm going to draw the iris. The iris is the colored part of your eye. So I'm going to draw a curved line here, because that generally touches the top and the bottom of your eye. One here, one here. I'm also going to draw a little curved line here to show where the tear duct is. All those little minor things make it look more like a real person. And then, of course, inside, I'm going to draw the pupils. 1, 2. Now, when doing the pupils, people want to add that little reflection. Perfectly acceptable. So one here. Kind of looks almost like a little kidney bean. Fill that in. Now I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to add any details to the eyes yet other than just that. Now the nose. The tip of the nose touches this line right here. That generally is just a curve. We don't want to make it too big. Now the nose comes up, doesn't connect to the eyes, or a lot of people think it actually connects to the forehead. So when I'm drawing these lines up, I'm going to have them curve out this way. Kind of looks like Squidward from SpongeBob. Now because they curve out, they go into the eyebrows. Eyebrows are just like little short tiny pieces of hair. One over each eye. You don't want the eyebrows touching the eye. They can be close, but you don't want them touching, and they get a little bit shorter as you get to the end. So there are my eyebrows. Now, one more thing I'm going to add to the nose. I'm not going to draw the nostrils because I don't want a pig nose. I'm going to draw just two little curves here. 1, 2. Yes, generally people see the nostrils, but I want to just make it simple. So that's my basic nose. Now the mouth, the opening of the mouth is this line right here. Now people always want to know how wide to make the mouth. So when you look at the eyes, the mouth is about as wide as the middle of the eye. So about here to here. That may seem kind of big, but it really isn't. So I just want to make sure I can still see those a little bit. Most people have that dent in their upper lip. Kind of looks like this. And I'm going to mirror that by drawing a smaller one down here. We'll talk about why that is in a second. So after I draw that dent in the upper lip, I'm going to bring it, curve it down to the corners where those little lines were. Now this right here is a dent that's in the opening of the mouth when your mouth is closed. So I'm going to draw that line. Again, it's a slight curve. And then the bottom lip, usually bigger than the upper lip, is usually just a curved line that goes up to the corners. Now those are the basic proportions of the face. That's kind of where everything goes. Now from here, you can start adding smaller details. When I mean smaller details, I'm talking about things like eyelashes, things like that. Obviously hair. Hair, a lot of people think starts at the top of the head. It actually starts on the forehead, so it starts somewhere in this range right here. So I'm not going to take all the time to draw the hair. I'm just telling you where it kind of starts. Now again, that line is different for everybody. Some people have it lower, some people have it higher. So you kind of have to look at yourself in the mirror and decide where that line goes. And a lot of people like to draw just a light outline of where the hair is going to go. Now, you don't want to draw every single strand of hair. That would take forever. But we just want to get a basic idea of where the hair goes. And this line, I put it there just for reference. Obviously, we can erase that. Again, I'm not going to draw all the hair because that's going to take me a little while. One more thing we're going to add is the neck. Now, a lot of people think that the neck starts down here underneath the chin. It actually connects to your head underneath the ears. So I'm going to bring that, curve it in a little bit, and then curve it out into the shoulders. So there's our basic face, ladies and gentlemen. Again, adding small details. I'm not done yet because I still have to do eyelashes over here. I also wear glasses and I have a beard and a mustache, so I'm going to add those in. But again, the smaller details you can add after you get all the major things done. So that's the proportions of the face. Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck and happy drawing.